Matillion ETL version 1.62 is now publicly available to all customers. In this video, we're going to show you what's new. New for Matillion ETL for Snowflake version 1.62 is the Preview Labs. Preview Labs offers you early access to select features that are in development for Matillion ETL. Once enabled, features are available to all projects on your Matillion ETL instance. To access Preview Labs, click the admin menu on your Matillion ETL instance and select Preview Labs. Here you can select and activate preview features, and then you just have to restart your server to activate them. Once Matillion ETL has restarted, the Preview Labs features you've enabled will be accessible. The first new feature currently available through Preview Labs is Manage Extract File Sources. Manage Extract File Sources lets you connect to and sync with a source code repository hosting service. Currently, we have one supported version control system, which is Git. Manage External File Sources is available through the project menu. Then complete the fields to connect an external file source from a Git repository. A connected file source can then be selected in the new Sync File Source component, which is also currently available through Preview Labs. The Sync File Source component fetches the latest commit for a specified file source. After a file has been added using Manage External File Sources, the Sync File Source component added to an orchestration job allows you to sync files as part of a Matillion ETL job. Also new, as part of Preview Labs in Matillion ETL version 1.62 for Snowflake, is the Run dbt command component. This component will allow you to run dbt commands in your Matillion ETL instance. dbt will need installing first on your Matillion ETL instance before you can run dbt commands. Also new for Matillion ETL for Snowflake is the new zero-copy clone integration between Matillion ETL and Snowflake. Zero-copy clone lets you make a copy of a database without duplicating the data. The clone operation takes a snapshot of the source data when the clone is performed, and makes this data available to the cloned object. After this point, the clone is independent of the source, so any subsequent changes made to either the source or the clone are not reflected in the other. To create a clone, go to the Environments panel, right-click the database environment you want to clone, then click Clone, Clone Database. You can also clone entire Matillion ETL environments along with the database. This is done by choosing the Clone Environment and Database option. With version 1.62 of Matillion ETL, the LinkedIn components have been updated. The original LinkedIn query component has been deprecated and replaced by a new version of the same name, LinkedIn Query. Existing jobs using the original LinkedIn query component will continue to work as normal and show as deprecated when the component is selected. The new LinkedIn Ads query component is where users will find the following data sources that were previously located within the original LinkedIn query component. All data sources that began with the prefix ad, for example ad campaigns, can now be found in the LinkedIn Ads query as campaigns. Also, social actions and UGC posts can be found in this new component. For all platforms, a new Twitter Ads query component is available. This component uses the Twitter Ads API to retrieve data specific to Twitter ads. Also, in version 1.62 of Matillion ETL, the Google Ads and Google AdWords components have been updated. A new Google Ads query component is available, replacing the Google AdWords query component. This means the Google AdWords query component has been deprecated, keeping up to date with Google's changes to their API. Also new in version 1.62, data staging components, such as the query components, now lets you export your sample data as a CSV file. This feature is an implemented idea from the Matillion community. When in the Sample tab of a query component, you can click the Export Sample button to download the sample of data as a CSV file. Another new feature on all platforms is the Rename component has been updated to now include an Input Columns property. This feature is another implemented idea from the Matillion community. Also new in version 1.62 of Matillion ETL, the Dynamics 365 Business Central query now uses an OAuth for authentication. The RDS query component is now available on BigQuery, Synapse and Delta Lake, and the Google BigQuery component is now available on Delta Lake. And that's what's new with Matillion ETL version 1.62. Please subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with the latest releases. And for more information on everything covered in this video, please visit the Matillion documentation site.